Good morning, beloveds. We went to the duck pond today, or duck lake, and that's a 4-mile loop. Well, no, I'm sorry, it's a 2-mile loop, and we did it twice, which is 4 miles, or, well, 3.8, but, because it's not exactly 2 miles. And, so I'm hot, sweaty, and tired because I had trouble going to sleep last night, and yeah. And of course I've got the AC on, and so the steering wheel is vibrating, and so I'm sure that when I do these in my car, it always makes for an interesting video. And I just lost my place because I moved my bookmark, and then the camera fell. So, alright. Okay, it is July 24th. The title is I Have Companionship. The Bible quote is, I am a companion of them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. And that is Psalm 119:63. We all long for intimate relationships. We wish to feel that we are one with people. This yearning, which every normal person has, emanates from an unconscious but spiritual perception that we are all one in life itself. Where there is no sense of rejection, there will be no loneliness. I no longer reject myself. Knowing that I am one with all people in the Spirit, I receive everyone as a friend. I establish a close and intimate relationship with everyone I meet. Something goes out from me and becomes unified with them. I include all and exclude none. Higher than all differences is that union of the soul with its source, beyond all differentiation. The infinite person is enshrined in the sanctuary of my own consciousness. One with all people, I enjoy this divine companionship. I embrace the infinite in everyone, and in turn am embraced by it. I know that my presence holds up and upholds and blesses everyone I contact, and that a healing power goes forth from me. I know that today I shall be able to help everyone I meet. There is a song at the center of my being which everyone hears, a joy which everyone feels, a strength that is imparted to all. I place upon everyone I meet the seamless robe of Christ, the garment of truth, which is the unity of God and man. All men are my friends. And the first thing immediately that pops into my head is this was clearly written by a man. Because even, however many years later, 40, 60 years later, I'm not sure a woman would write that. I'm not. But that's also my, that's part of my unhealed mess. Something that I'm working on. Yeah. Come talk to me in 200 years when we have healed the gender divide. The different treatment between men and women. And the different treatment based on sexuality, and the different treatment based on skin color, and then I would have a different reaction to some of what he said. Now, that being said, however, that one line, I no longer reject myself. That line, that's a key line. So because that really is where we start. If you cannot be alone with yourself, how can you possibly be in relationship with anyone else? If you don't like yourself, I'm not saying I'm not gonna be that super toxic positivity where you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else. No, but you have to start somewhere, and one of the places that you really need to start is loving yourself, because you are a child of God. You deserve your own love. Because God loves you. Whether or not anybody else seems to, you should, and I'm shitting on us, all of us, love yourself. And if you're not ready to do that, then you start by learning to like yourself. And you start by finding little things about yourself to like. I no longer reject myself. So when you start there, it's easier to be with people, and it's easier to give people a pass. When you can forgive yourself, then you can, forgive other people for acting out of not knowing who they are. Okay, so I have companionship. The psalm is, I am a companion of thee that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. So when he says fear thee, I'm sure that he means fear as in the awful, full of awe. Not the people that are scared of God, but the people who recognize God and love God, and keep the rules of God. So, which, when I say the rules of God, that means love and kindness and creation and joy and happiness, that kind of stuff. The law of. Stay within the aspects of God. So he starts out with the truth. We all long for intimate relationships. We wish to feel that we are one with people. Unless you're a hermit, you want to be liked. You want to be cared for. You want to know that there's somebody that, cares whether you live or die. This yearning, which every normal person has, emanates from an unconscious but spiritual perception that we are all one in life itself. We all came from the same source. We are, what he likes to say is unity, not uniformity. So we are all these wonderful variations, but we all came from the same source. We're all made of the same stuff. We're all one in life itself. So therefore, we want to connect with ourselves. We see ourselves in each other. Where there is no sense of rejection, there will be no loneliness, which is why we start with ourselves. I no longer reject myself. Can you look in the mirror and say that to yourself? I no longer reject myself. If you don't know what the mission today is, there you go. Knowing that I am one with all people in spirit. We all share the same soul. We all have our little individualized part of that soul, but we all have the same soul. So I am one with all people in spirit. I receive everyone as a friend. Okay. Meaning that when I meet people, I am a friendly. And I am. There unless I'm having a really bad day, I do try and be friendly to everyone. Even if I have encountered you before and you are not my favorite person, I'm still trying to be pleasant. I establish a close and intimate relationship with everyone I meet. That's the line I have trouble with. I don't want to have a close and intimate relationship with some people. That being said, he follows it up with a dash, and it says something goes out from me and becomes unified with them. Even if I don't want to have a close and intimate relationship with someone, I can be pleasant. Now, I did say, hey, this is written by a man. And that's not always safe for women to do, to have close and intimate relationships with people, with everyone they meet. And I literally pray for a day that it becomes that. I do. So at no time do you ever take something from a sacred script or from a book like this and follow it into situations that make you uncomfortable, all right? don't let them use religion to do that to you. Too many times women have been told, hey, the scripture says this, do it. And we're like, no. And they're going, but your soul. No. Okay? So when he says, I establish close and intimate relationships with everyone I meet, ideally what we are doing is we are moving in circles of people that do not put us in positions where we do not want to have, we surround ourselves with people that we can have those intimate relationships with. Don't let somebody use religion or spirituality or toxic positivity, it's a buzzword, I know, to talk you into a relationship that makes you uncomfortable. All right? Okay, because he then follows it up with, I include all and exclude none. Now, when you are in prayer, that's when you can do that. Include all and exclude none. And that thing that goes out from you and unifies with them, that's in spirit. And we can always give people a pass on our head. And be pleasant. It's like, I'm gonna have good thoughts for you. I may not want to be physically close to you, but I will have good thoughts for you in my head. Okay, so I include all and exclude none. Higher than all difference is the union of the soul with its source. Beyond all differentiation, the infinite person is enshrined in the sanctuary of my own consciousness. Okay, that's one of those lines that I'm like, what? Higher than all differences is that union of the soul with its source. Beyond all differentiation, the infinite person is enshrined in the sanctuary of my own consciousness. Okay. I'm just going to give him a pass on that one. I think I'm hot and tired. One with all people, I enjoy this divine companionship. The infinite person enshrined in the sanctuary of my own consciousness. That's a fancy way of saying God or spirit. Okay. I enjoy this divine companionship. I'm one of those people that has talked to God. I've talked to God all my life, and I talk to God as if he was my friend, or God, he, she, it. I talk to God as if God was my friend. I've always done that. I have yelled at God. I have cried to God. I have laughed with God. I have told silly stories. That's the relationship that I have with God, with spirit, with Atman, whatever you want to call it, with the divine mind. And I think that's gone a long way to helping me be willing to see God in everyone. And to be okay with being alone. I like to be by myself. I like to have that time where I can go into that place where I meet the unfiltered God. Do not get me wrong, I love my friends and I adore my husband. But I'm good. I'm good when I'm alone. Because I know I'm not really alone. I embrace the infinite in everyone and in turn am embraced by it. Like, I know where God is. I know that my presence upholds and blesses everyone whom I contact. And that healing power goes forth from me. Because I know who I am, most of the time. I give people permission to be who they are. You don't have to pretend with me. You don't have to pretend like you're having a good day when you're not. And I fully support when you're having a bad day. I fully support you yelling at God. God can take it. So I like to be that island of calm. I want to be that presence that upholds and blesses everyone I contact. I want to have a healing power that goes forth from me when I meet people. I want them to be who they are with me. I know that today I shall be able to help everyone I meet. And that's what Emma says. Emma Curtis Hopkins says, they won't come into your presence if you do not have something that you can give them. If there is not some way you can help them. And just because you think that it's like sometimes just being in the presence of someone who is calm and kind and happy is all they need. Sometimes all they need is that listening ear. You know, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to say anything. Sometimes we just have to be. All right. There is a song at the center of my being which everyone hears, a joy which everyone feels, a strength which is imparted. That's what I'm talking about, knowing who you are. When you know that you are a child of God, and when you know that they are a child of God, that's the song that they hear, even if they don't realize that that's what they're hearing. I place upon everyone I meet the seamless robe of Christ, the garment of truth. Okay, so the seamless robe of Christ. Basically, everyone I meet, the goal is, he says, he's right in here, I put the seamless robe of Christ on. Everyone I meet, I recognize them as a child of God. The garment of truth, which is the unity of God and people. Okay? This is it. Every living thing is God. Not all of God, a part of God. So if we could go through life recognizing everybody as a child of God, there it is. There it is. So all people are my friends. I know. He's got that last line. Okay, so like I said, the mission for today, should we choose to accept it, and this is a good place to start forgiveness work too. I no longer reject myself. Go stand in the mirror, look in your eyes, and say, I no longer reject myself. And I would even suggest you might consider writing down every thought that pops up into your head. Every thought that pops up into your head when you say, I no longer reject myself, because that's where your work is. That's where your work is today. Whatever you object to when you look at yourself and say, I no longer reject myself, that's where your work is. And it will give you, hopefully it won't give you a long list. But that is the mission today. All right, beloveds. I have companionship. And that went a completely different direction than I was expecting. I don't know about you. All right, I am going to go get my hair cut. And I'm very excited about that. It's not so much the stuff on the top, but getting all this nonsense back here shaved off that I'm very excited about. So, I encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like today. In my case, it's a haircut. So, and then I'm going to go take a nap is what I'm going to do. All right, beloveds, I don't know what I was about to say. It's Saturday. It was a 4-mile. I will tell you, it is hot out there. Please drink plenty of water. There's not going to be a whole lot of sun or shade. So do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Drink plenty of water. Get some shade. Stay in some shade. Or stay inside the air conditioning. I do have my air conditioning running in my car right now. That's why I've got my seatbelt on. So my car's not yelling at me. All the other things that I normally say. Drink some water. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Know that you're a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven now. It was hot today, but it was beautiful. The sun sparkling on the water birds everywhere. But it was hot, so we just booked it through. All right, beloveds, do what you need to do to make it a fantastic day. Know that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And we will have an amazing service with you at 11 right here on Facebook Live. You can also always catch me on the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel, or go check out the Creative Life Spiritual Center channel and all of our soul sessions and our Sunday sessions and the Wednesday sessions before we close down for COVID are up there. So go and subscribe to those channels and like them, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, beloveds, do what you need to do to make it a wonderful day, a fantastic day, an amazing day, or if that's too much pressure, just have a day. All right? Know that you're loved.